Close.
Oh, I
Front.
hit him once.
Yeah,
Nice.
that-
They could run up left, be careful.
Weak
Yeah, they're
right
bringing up.
side.
There's one left. There's one left.
He back.
Machine on me
Machine
middle.
on zone.
I'm just waiting.
Jumping in.
Flying mark.
Third
Yeah.
one.
Oh, nice.
They're popping B.
Yeah.
right?
They booyah.
What you just heard were the callouts that Jackpot, one of the top North American Splatoon teams, uses during a tournament. Callouts are one of, if not the best way to communicate with your teammates while in a match. This of course being if you can speak with them. In solo player modes like Turf War, Anarchy, Challenge, or Salmon Run, your best options are these two buttons here. Callouts help you and your teammates through a match to help fight your way to a victory. If you have no knowledge of callouts or how to use them, that's okay. Every competitive player at one point was in your shoes, had no idea what a callout was or how to use them. That's what this video is for, to teach you how to use callouts. Let's begin. For starters, what is a callout? A callout is an action performed by a player to give information and give a sense of direction to their teammates. This can be the location of an enemy player, if the player themselves is splatted, if they get a splat, when they have a special ready, when there is an advantage state, where to focus applying pressure, and more. Callouts help teams give themselves the advantage, unlike solo queue, to help better evaluate the game at any given time in order to make strategic plays to gain more points in the game mode or win the game. How do you start using callouts? That's the easy part. You can start right now. You don't need to know all specific callouts for every map in the game. Start with the very basics, your left and your rights, what splatted you, when you see a player. Let me give you some examples. E-leader on left, 2 players on right, I'm down to splash in mid, Junior got me left. You may have noticed the callouts I used are very short. The reason for this is to avoid lengthy callouts. You see, you want your callouts to be clear, something your teammates can use as useful information. If you say something along the lines of, I'm down to splash on the right, they picked me off, my bad. You see, it takes roughly 3 to 5 seconds to get that sentence out. By that time, that player could have moved from that position they were in and go somewhere completely different. Splatoon 3 is a very fast-paced game. Being quick in this game is one of the biggest changes from Splatoon 2. To combat this, players shorten callouts that make sense and are still useful. Another reason is to avoid filling up the VC with noise. This includes talking over each other, repeating the same thing over and over, and even complaining. These are just a few things to keep track of when using callouts. Doing any of those 3 things takes up time that can be used by others on your team to call out other important information. Keep the callouts short and clear, hold any complaints till the end of the game, and trust your teammates. Try to be specific with your callouts. For example, the callout I'm down is good, but it leaves out any important information. Where are you down? To who? Things your teammates can use to be on the lookout. I'm down left to splash. Leader got me right. These are more informal and give awareness to your teammates. This way, they can push that enemy if given the proper opportunity, or play around where they are depending who the enemy player is. Callouts should also be used to give your team a sense of direction. If the enemy team is a player or 2 down, you can verify this by checking the top of the screen. You want to call to focus applying pressure towards the enemy's side of the map to have more control. The more space your team has control over, the easier for your team to take the win. How to get better at callouts? Practice, and oh yeah, practice! Practice quite literally makes perfect here. When I first started playing this game, I knew nothing about callouts. But with time and playing with friends or even random players, I was able to learn more about callouts and perform them more consistently. Besides studying the callouts that the community makes, links will be in the description, some players and teams make their own callouts. This section here on Manta Maria is called Bunker, but some players call it Snipe since it's a popular location for backline players to position. These 2 blocky parts on Mako Mart are called stacks because they look like stacked blocks. You can create names for areas in order to better understand locations in the game. Reminder, when making callouts for locations in the game, remember to keep them simple and easy for someone to understand. You wouldn't call this dummy something like rock. You'd use something like pillow, something that is clear to anyone to recognize and can be learned rather quickly. Remember, never be afraid of messing up. Messing up comes with anything and everything done in this world. It's okay to make mistakes. It's how you learn from those mistakes that matters. Another factor in callouts is shotcalling. Shotcalling is when you have an idea for a play and communicate it with your teammates to benefit them in a certain situation you might be in. For example, some players like to perform flanks. A flank is when you position yourself around or behind an enemy player in an attempt to catch them off guard. Players who want to perform this will call it something along the lines of, I'm flanking left. This indicates to your teammates your position and where to focus and push the enemy team or player to consider the flank successful. Let's say you are playing Splat Zones on Hagglefish Market. You position here for a flank. You want to call out to your teammates that you are in a flank position and have your teammates apply pressure on the enemy team or player to force them backwards towards your flank position. Then, while they are focused on backing up, you strike, hopefully getting the splat. I'd like to mention that making these types of calls can be very situational. It comes down to the weapons each team has, who has what specials, and the mechanics each member has. Take what I say as examples, and not word for word of what you have to do, but what you could do. Another type of shot call is pushes you have in mind. If you are being pushed back onto your plat area and need to figure out a way to get out, you'd ideally call out for your teammates to build up specials to push back and pressure the enemy team back, as well as make the call to use your sub-weapons and or the range of your main weapon. Shot calling is very important in giving the sense of direction for your team. One of the last types of callouts I'll talk about is compliments. Now, I don't mean complimenting as in telling your teammates how nice their voice is or how much you love their outfit in game. I mean, feel free to do that. But what I mean is compliment their gameplay. If someone on your team gets a splat, feel free to say nice job or great shot. This game can be very stressful when played competitively. Some tournaments, there's a lot on the line. It's always important to keep a strong and good mindset and support each other through each game and set. Remember, a bad mindset affects everyone on the team, not just yourself. If you are angry at the game and throwing cuss words left and right, you're most likely going to make your teammates feel bad or upset as well. Remember, it's just a video game. It's never life or death. Have fun, learn from the match, and go on to the next. That pretty much wraps up everything about learning callouts for Splatoon 3. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments below. I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you for watching this guide. If you found it useful, feel free to like and subscribe for future uploads. Until then, I'll see you guys next time.